Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to our regular city council meeting, June 16th, 2025. If you would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. Okay. Yeah, okay. First order of business tonight is a proclamation recognizing the Fort Mill High School girls track and field team as a 5A Division II state champion, and I will do it down there. Ladies, if you would please join me. All right. Okay. Once again, more good stuff coming out of Fort Mill High School. We love Fort Mill High School, I tell you. All right, this is a proclamation recognizing the Fort Mill High School girls track and field team as 5A Division II state champions. Whereas the Fort Mill High School girls track and field team captured the South Carolina 5A Division II state championship at Spring Valley High School on May 15th, 2025, scoring 100 points to secure their second state track title and the school's 40th overall team state championship. Whereas the team delivered outstanding performances across multiple events, including Olivia Cleveland's 2 state titles, Kaylee Rovenstein's gold in the 3,200 meter and bronze in the 1,600 meter, Marissa Jones silver in the high jump, Bella Grupp's silver in the pole vault, Mia Williams silver in the 100 meters and bronze in the long jump, Mia Zook's bronze in the 3,200 meter, and Addison for fine out. Okay, gotcha. I didn't want to mess that one up. Fine out bronze in discus, showcasing the team's talent, depth, and determination. Whereas the victory reflects the exceptional leadership of head coach Lee Whitaker and his staff, whose guidance has driven success across both track and cross-country programs throughout the year. Whereas the Fort Mill girls track and field programs continue a proud tradition of excellence, with this championship adding to its growing legacy as one of South Carolina's premier athletic programs. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the mayor and the city council of the city TDK, duly assembled, do hereby recognize and congratulate the Fort Mill High School girls track and field team, their coaches, and families for this remarkable achievement and for representing our community with pride, unity, and competitive excellence. Girls, I appreciate your efforts. That one. There we go. Next award we're going to be handing out is recognition of the South Carolina DUI Enforcement Award. Chief Crosby, if you would, please, sir.
Brian, you go to 2C. Okay.
Mayor, members of council, thank you so much for allowing me the time tonight to recognize 2 of our officers As you can imagine, anytime that we get someone that is driving under the influence off the roadway, that's a very significant event. And not only are we saving one life, but we're potentially saving more lives by getting that person off the roadway. Last year, unfortunately, our city, we had 70 DUI arrests within our city. And so tonight, I want to recognize these two individuals who've been recognized by the state of South Carolina for their DUI enforcement efforts. So first is Lieutenant Josh Bowling. He's receiving the DUI enforcement pin for 2024 for making 25 DUI arrests last year. And then Officer Presley Maya, who also had 25 DUI arrests last year. These officers are very dedicated. They're very passionate about serving this. They both have served within our traffic unit and really monitoring our roadways to make sure they're safe for you, the citizens, and our guests that come visit here. So very proud of them and the work they're doing for making our community a better place. So thank you, guys. Thank you.
You always do, Tim. Okay.
Mr. Mayor and members of council, I'd like to make a motion to table item 1C, recognition of the city of TGK as being named the 2024 Tree City USA, to a future date, please.
Second.
I have a first and a second.
Motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Aye. We got it. Okay. With that, we will cover our city manager report. Please, if you would, Mr. Funderburk.
Yes, sir. Mr. Mayor and Council, my report for you this evening, I'll start with administration. Following last Monday's meeting on the Parks and Rec fee schedule, Dustin Overton and I will be meeting with representatives from other municipalities on Wednesday of this week and with the county on Friday. So to ensure any adjustments are made before registration opens on July 1st, I'd like to request that we have a special council meeting with just the potential second read of that ordinance on either June 23rd or June 30th. That's the next two Mondays. Does council have a preference as to which one of those?
Words.
Okay. We'll get that out to you and notice that meeting appropriately. Additionally, with budgets around the corner, we are preparing for our budget workshops with City Council on July 9th and July 23rd. Both of those workshops will be here in the council chambers. Both will begin at 6:30. The first one will be covering general fund, and then on the 23rd, we'll cover the rest of the funds and include golf with that as well. Okay. Let's see. We've also got, as council is aware, but for the public, the Shore Club agreement is set to expire on February 1st, 2026. And as that agreement doesn't have any further extensions available, we do have that out for proposals to come in. Those are due this Thursday at 2 p.m. So that's on June 19th. And once we get those proposals, we'll be sending them out to council for y'all to begin to review and set up interviews accordingly. Development services. The code enforcement module on the Evolve platform is set to launch by the end of this month, which will enhance our case management and workflow efficiency. Our building official is now, we are requiring signed contracts with contractors on all permit applications, just to ensure that we've got the correct project valuations on those, because that's how the fees are generated. We don't want folks to come in and do a permit and say it's X amount, it's $100,000 and it ends up only being $50,000, because that has them paying more in a permit fee. So we want to try to capture that on the front end. In the past, we've done it on a case-by-case basis, and we're going to do it, actually beginning this week, we're doing it with all permits that come in to be able to submit that contract. So, and then I want to congratulate Ben Buchanan, who is our environmental and zoning compliance officer. He earned his South Carolina Master Naturalist designation after completing a 12-week course with Clemson Extension in partnership with the Ann Springs Close Greenway. So congratulations to Ben on that hard work in achieving that. Our fire department was honored with the Fire Safe City Award from the state for the 5th consecutive year. This is recognizing their efforts in community risk reduction. This award recognizes their efforts in community risk reduction, including public education, smoke alarm installations, and coordinated blitz initiatives. So good job to our men and women in our fire department on that, headed up by Chief Hasty. We're also proud of the progress that's been made with the Junior Firefighter Program that launched nearly a year ago for youth ages 15 to 18. This is led by our fire engineer, Keith Davis. The program continues to thrive with the support of 5 dedicated team members. This year, 5 junior firefighters participated in skills competitions at the convention, at the state convention, with junior firefighter Peyton Cressman earning first place in the quick dress competition. So great job, Peyton, on that. Great program that they've got going there to hopefully get some new blood pumping into the fire services industry. Parks and Recreation, our fall sports registration is open for residents and opens up to everyone on July 1st. And the Beach and Swim Center registration is open, so please sign up online or in person for those at our Parks and Rec building, or you can go to our website. It's definitely starting to get hot this week, so don't delay. Get that pool membership. The first Music in the Park concert was this past Saturday up at Rundy. It was a great turnout and a fantastic show from Trial by Fire. Thank you to Carolyn Hasty and Dustin Overton and our Public Works, police, and fire staff that all helped orchestrate that and make sure we had a fun and safe show for everybody Saturday night. Preparations are underway for the 4th of July celebrations. Registered now for the land and boat parades via the city website, especially that boat parade. We're lacking in some registrations, so if you got a boat, you want to decorate it and get involved, we encourage you to sign up and sign up sooner rather than later. Also, special thanks to our maintenance staff for their hard work in the summer heat, ensuring the city is going to look its best for the festivities. They're out there getting after it every single day. In our police department, officers recently participated in Camp Cadet. From team building activities to leadership lessons, our officers were proud to mentor and support the next generation in our community. The department is preparing for a safe and fun July 4th. Follow the PD app and social media for updates on traffic, safety tips, and event logistics. We'll keep you up to date throughout all of the events. So definitely, if you haven't downloaded the app, do so now. As summer continues, remember that the period between Memorial Day and Labor Day is known as the 100 Deadliest Days. It's a high-risk time for traffic fatalities in South Carolina, so just be mindful as you're traveling to and from vacation or in and about around the city. Buckle up and stay safe, and do so soberly. So let's see. Our department has seen a significant increase in activity across several key areas in the month of May. Traffic stops increased by 37%, totaling 374 stops. Property checks rose by 61% with 2,467 checks conducted. Calls for service went up by 24%, totaling 466 incidents. Arrests saw a 17% increase with 25 individuals arrested. Citations grew by 42%, reaching 84 issued, while warnings increased by 41%, totaling 285. Parking citations surged by 122%, with 48 tickets being issued. Incident reports rose by 38%, totaling 48 reports filed. And community engagement also saw a boost with 4 events hosted, marking a 42% increase. Overall, these increases reflect a high level of both enforcement and community involvement from everyone at TCPD. Our department, that department has also pushed out an animated video on the do's and don'ts with regard to bikes, e-bikes, gas-powered dirt bikes, and golf carts with great safety tips and reminders. Parents, please take a moment to watch this very informative video, and please take the time to watch it with your kids so that everybody can have a safe summer. We are pleased to share some exciting news, as you may have seen on the police department's social media page. Following recently completed promotional process, proud to announce the following well-deserved promotions. Lieutenant Josh Bowling is now lieutenant over patrol division. Stephen Timms has been promoted to lieutenant over support services. Sergeant Travis Daly has been promoted from corporal out of our detectives division and is now on patrol shift C. Mitch Wilson has been promoted to sergeant, and he will be shift sergeant for patrol shift D. And Justin Meyer has been promoted to corporal, also on patrol shift. And Mayor and Council, that does conclude my report for this evening, unless you have any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Funderburk. All right. We'll move to our committee reports. Economic Development Commission, Mr. Coffin.
Good evening. So, EDC met June 3rd due to the Memorial Day holiday. They discussed a welcome wagon for new businesses that open, along with the schedule for the upcoming TEK Business Connect meetings through the end of the year. And they also talked about increasing their visibility as a committee to hopefully sort of, morph into whatever the local businesses need to use the time that they're willing to volunteer. And they also discussed permitting and license costs for contractors and small businesses. So that's all that I have.
Thank you, Nick. Stormwater and Environmental Committee, Ms. Heather Jones, if you would, please.
Good evening. Quick report tonight. We did not have a quorum this past month, and so we will be carrying over our agenda for next month's meeting. Unfortunately, between the weather and some illnesses that came up, we just didn't have enough people able to make it. But we'll have a report for you next month, hopefully, with some interesting things we're discussing.
Thank you very much, Ms. Jones. Parks and Rec, Mr. Overton, if you would, please, sir.
Good evening, Council. This is the first time I don't have to talk very long to y'all. So we were scheduled to meet on Tuesday, June 10th. Unfortunately, we did not have a quorum for that meeting. However, we did stick around and did a quick introduction for some of the committee members, discussed what we were looking to do in the future, and we will be planning for our next meeting. So hopefully next time I'll be able to give you a little bit longer report. So thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you, Mr. Overton. RFATS Committee, we did not meet this month, so we are taking a little break. We met last month, and I reported on that last month at our regular meeting, so nothing to report there. So whole lot of nothing burger. There you go. All right. On to public comments. As always, if you would please state your name and your address. First up would be Mr. Ron Kirby.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I don't ever remember being on this side of the podium. Thank you for taking the time to listen a minute. I'll try to stay inside my 3 minutes, and I'll try to be clear as possible. You know, I'm not the best speaker, and I have a bit of a cold. But I am Ron Kirby from 1182 Molokai Drive. I've been in the city of TEK over 30 years. I served 10 years as Community Relations Committee, mostly as chairperson. And I've volunteered in the police department, the fire department, and I've also served 2 terms plus a little bit on city council. So I got a little bit of background. I'm not a know-it-all, but I'm just here to plead a case to you, okay? I've been involved with I was involved with the contracts for development agreements on Walmart, Lakeshore, Lake Ridge, Amber Woods, Serenity Point, Stonecrest, etc. 7+. The purchase of the golf course, tennis, beach and swim center, water and sewer. Construction, sewer to Rock Hill, new fire department, Catawba Park, Glennon Center's origination, existing bar and deck and council chambers. And I'm very thankful to all for the opportunity to do that. When we bought this building where it not this building, the building next door, we agreed as a council that we knew nothing about running a restaurant and we knew nothing about running a golf course. So we wanted to do what we could to put the right people in there. It took some time, took some study. We've done a great job. Pinnacle has done an awesome job. We've negotiated some renewed contracts with them, and I'm thankful for that. We knew the food and beverage side at the time had 5 bar stools, seated 120 people, and has the kitchen it has now. And I know we're talking about expanding, but right now, with what we have with the new bar, with the deck, with the Glennon Center, and a few other exterior spots on the terrace, we can seat up to 600 people, and we're still serving out of the same kitchen. So I think our existing tenant has done an excellent job doing that. That's not an easy task. When we bought the facility and discussed that, we consulted some restaurant people, and they said, you'll never make it work if you expand it. It's too much right now. We saw this place after we took possession of it.
Go ahead, Ron.
You sure? Thank you. We saw this place through 2 other operators, I guess would be the right word, Charlie. I don't know what we term them, operating the food and beverage. We didn't know when it would be open. We didn't know when it would be closed. I could call you, Scott, and say, hey, it's pretty, let's go up there and have a cocktail. Get here at 7 o'clock and be a sign on the door that says, we're closed. And you call them and they say, well, we didn't have enough reservations, so we closed tonight. When we brought John in, we've not had that problem. John's not perfect. And this petition I'm getting ready to present you is not about John. It's about the best interests of the city of TGK. A bird in the hand that we can adjust and negotiate with is better than 2 in the bush. Backup council, and Charlie would remember this well, we could not find anyone to come in and operate this facility. Everyone said the same thing. It is not a destination. It's an event-driven location. Everybody brought up the same thing we always hear about the police and driving in and out. You know, it is what it is. It's one way in, one way out. So I took it upon myself. I was coming off council, and I went to John, and I begged him to take a shot at it. And with the help of Chris Larson and Mayor Shepard, we got it done. And the first 2.5 years was tough. He lost some money, but he saved us in that first 2.5 years. And going forward, we were spending, I'm going to say average $10,000 a month just on the utilities for the facility. As low as $8,700. Charlie, I may be wrong. It's $13,000. It varied. So I thank him for, saving us with that. It became a profitable center, and I give that credit to him for having the ability to listen to each one of us complain to him outside about why I hadn't got this, why I hadn't got that, what's over there. I think they've done a good job as a whole. Get someone new to the table at the requirements you folks are asking in this, what I've seen as the RFP, it concerns me in what the end result affordability would be for the residents of TGK. It's going to change some pricing. John tells me we're competitive with everybody else, and I think we're high now. So I know it's going to go up. But the other concern about that is, based on those requirements, is the survival of the tenant coming in. We've faced that in the past. And if you shut one down, you don't open it back in 90 days. It takes a while. So please keep that in consideration. Your decisions on these things, I well know, can be made with the raise of three hands. And we have ordinance guidelines. We have attorneys, and we appreciate them. I got a lot of them as friends. And we brought many in here on these contracts. The reason I mentioned things I was involved in, out of Columbia, paid them $400 or $500 an hour, and their first question was, what do you want? And we all said, what do you mean, what do you want? We want to know what to do. And they said, well, you tell me what you want, and I can determine the law and see what's the best way to guide you to get to that point. So it's in your hands. So vote in the best interest of the citizens of TK to negotiate a contract with the existing owner, operator, John Weinbrenner and the Shore Club. It is, again, not a destination. It's an event-driven facility. I appreciate your time, and I present this to you. And I don't mean to run out. I always hated people to run out of the meeting, but my granddaughter's in town and leaving, so at 2:30, I want to see her. Okay, y'all have a blessed evening.
Thank you, Mr. Kirby. Ms. Tracy Frick.
Good evening, Mayor Gray and council members. Thank you so much for having me. My name's Tracy Frick, and I'm at 16035 Samoa Court. By way of a little bit of introduction, I have been a resident of TK for 12 years, but I've also owned a small business since 2008. I own a multi-state law firm with 3 locations, employ many attorneys, paralegals, and staff, and why I'm here today is to tell you the importance of what John Weinbrenner with the Shore Club on the Green has done for me as a resident and a small business owner. I've hosted well over 14 events at this facility since John's came in. He has been more than accommodating. He's been fair in the pricing. He has worked with me side by side on many, many events, almost all of them, again, to go to charity. And he's never batted an eye. He's always been over backwards supporting me and those charities here at the club, the Glennon Center, his website, any way he can to get more people in for those charities and for my small business that operates here in this area. That's extremely important to me. One big example of that is last September, the NFL hosted their annual golf tournament. It's the NFL Alumni Association for the Carolinas. I actually helped coordinate that and facilitate it and had that come here to TK with the help of John. We have national recognition over that, which I think is a big deal to everyone here. Not only did he do it, it went off seamlessly. We had a banquet the day before with small business owners from all over this area. Actually, sports celebrities were there. It was a great event, and everyone did nothing but brag on it. The golf tournament went off without a hitch, and they're actually talking about asking to come back again next year. So that's a very big deal. Why do I mention that? Because not only did he support me as a small business owner, he supported this community. Secondly, with this type of facility, there's so much going on. There's the bar, there's the restaurant area, there's the Glennon Center. John has successfully had events with several bands playing, several different types of bar food, restaurant food, event food, and he's done that well. I just want you to think about that and think about and ask the people that are on this bid, can you do that too? Do you have that kind of experience? Please give me an example of what you've done and make sure that they know what they're doing before they come in here. Because I'm telling you, as you have all witnessed, John Weinbrenner does know what he's doing. Another great aspect about John is, may I speak? Another great aspect about John Weinbreiner is a lot of people don't think this is a big deal, but it is. He has bands here from Wednesday to Saturday, Sundays, also in the summer. That brings people together. That brings the community together. It brings more people up to this facility that not only makes money for him, it makes money for you. Again, he's done this. He's demonstrated a remarkable ability to do it from my standpoint. And I can say, as a small business owner, his support of me and so many other small business owners in this community is very great. I appreciate him. I appreciate you. And again, I do appreciate our community, but I really want you to think about some of those things when you're making this decision and make sure that, as Ron Kirby said, it's in the best interest of our community, not just bringing another restaurant in. I appreciate all of your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tracy. And with that, we will move to cover our approval of minutes. Do I have a motion? Sure.
I failed to put it on record. There are 480 signatures there on those pages.
Thank you, Ron.
I wish I could get that many votes.
You got more than that, didn't you?
Yeah, you did. You got more than that. Let's do them separately. So I'll need a motion to cover the special city council meeting, May 7th, 2025.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, motion to approve the special city council meeting minutes for May 7th, 2025.
Have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
She got off of
Okay.
me.
I will need a motion to cover our regular city council meeting, May 19th, 2025.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the regular city council meeting for May 19th, 2025.
A motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion? I would ask the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Okay. Little technical difficulty here, folks. My computer decides to glitch. Okay.
I think you're going to 4A, right?
4A, yes. This is consideration of the second reading of an ordinance to annex tax map number 645-00-00-027. This is at 2320 Vineyard Road and rezoned from RSF 40 in York County to R40 in the city. This item is for council to consider the second reading of an ordinance which would allow the tax map number to be annexed into the city and rezoned.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, I'd like to make a motion to approve the second reading of an ordinance to annex tax map number 645-00-00-027, known as 2320 Vineyard Road, and rezone from RSF 40 in York County to R40 in the city.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion in 2 seconds.
Brian,
We'll go with Brian on that one.
he was first.
Do we have any further discussion on this?
No.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Okay.
I wish they stuck around for council comments.
That would, wish they would have too. Okay. Next item is consideration of the second reading of an ordinance 602, ordinance amending section 50-37 of the city's code as it relates to the regulation of golf carts. This ordinance is being brought before city council to align the city's code with state law and to further establish local guidelines for residents wishing to operate golf carts after dark. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Mayor, members of council, I'd like to make a motion to approve the second reading of ordinance 602, an ordinance amending section 50-37 of the city's code as it relates to the regulations of golf carts.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. I would like to have a further discussion on the topic if we could. I think that the ordinance as written by the state is well written. However, I do think that there are some considerations that council could make for this ordinance to make it TEK. We see a lot of golf carts that are currently utilizing the Hamilton Trail. I think this gives us an opportunity to be able to take those golf carts off of the Hamilton Trail. We've had several incidents where golf cart meets pedestrian and pedestrian loses. I think if we're going to allow golf carts to ride on the road after dark now, that there's really not a reason to keep those golf carts on the trail. Previously, we've had it to where there were no motorized vehicles allowed on that trail or any other trail. Now we've got electric scooters, and we've got electric bikes, and we've got dirt bikes, and all kinds of things that are riding on that trail. I think if we could remove one thing from that trail, it would ease the congestion, and it would help our pedestrians to feel a little safer while they're walking. Another consideration that I think council might want to take up with this would be brake lights. Brake lights would increase the safety factor for folks riding at night. I'm not sure how many folks actually ride golf carts at night or have driven golf carts at night, but I recently have been down to Fripp Island, which they allow golf carts to ride on the roads at night. And those golf carts that do not have brake lights, it is very hard to judge distance and what they're doing. So it takes a little bit more, I guess, judgment as far as if somebody's making a right or they're making a left and they don't have brake lights, it's very easy to overrun them. If they do have brake lights, you're able to see, okay, well, they're stopping, they're going to do something. So it gives you a little bit of a warning. Whereas if brake lights aren't required, then I think it's a safety factor that we could consider and that would benefit all of those that would be on the road. Brake lights they come in a $30 kit from Amazon, so it's not going to break anybody. They're very easy to install. And myself, I think, Tom, your golf cart has brake lights on it, and you don't have a golf cart. Yours does, because the mule, right? And I recently put brake lights on mine because if I drive my golf cart at Fripp Island, you have to have them as part of their ordinance. It's mandatory to have those. That's just my thoughts on it. I want to try to increase the safety everywhere we can with folks. I know that you can't be 100% on any legislation that there is to increase the safety for everybody and to make everything just absolutely 100% safe. But I think that there are considerations that we could make as council that would allow us not to have to revisit this ordinance in the future. And it would also make it to where folks are safer in their operation, especially at night, for what it's worth.
Mr. Mayor, I like your feedback. I like the idea of a discussion around the trails, the brake lights, maybe even blinkers. I will say that I do like the ordinance as it stands, and I'm willing to support it as it stands with some discussion down the road, maybe for some adjustment. I like that there's an age limit on the carts, that license are required, that seat belts are required for anyone under the age of 12. I like that those carts have to be registered and insured. Mm-hmm. I think that gives responsibility to the cart owner and accountability to the cart owner. So I think those were well written into the ordinance that we have. And I don't disagree with you on your interest in increasing the safety. I would like to give our residents the freedom to operate at night on their carts that we've agreed to, and then potentially revisit other safety items down the road.
Well, as we always could.
Right.
We can always revisit those if we see that there's a problem, an issue that needs to be taken up. We could do that. I just want to put it out there as you know, someone that I have operated a golf cart in other places and seen what those extra little things do as far as safety goes. I want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to keep the public as safe as we can in anything that we do as council. So with that, I appreciate you guys letting me speak my mind in the time,
Heck yeah.
and I would yield the floor.
Yeah, no, I appreciate exactly what you're talking about and opening up the discussion for that. I also, as Councilman Shirley said, I support the ordinance as written, where it's at right now, with the ability to revisit this later on. Respect and appreciate the safety for that, but I don't want to limit our residents to only driving on the streets. And if it's after hours and they want to ride on the trails, and they feel safer riding on the trails, I would support them riding on the trails. Probably suggest them riding on the streets during the day, but then after hours, if they want to ride on the streets or on the trails after hours, that's one of those things that they can do. In the ordinance, it's operational headlights and taillights, but that essentially does not mean brake lights.
No, sir.
Okay. Good. I didn't know that, but as long as they're illuminated and everything's good, but I'm still comfortable with that, but I'd like to come back and address that later on.
As far as the trail, I would just say, I know some of these carts, the one place in town, if your cart doesn't go super fast, right, TK Drive can be a little scary sometimes driving a golf cart on there. So I would just, because of that, I would like to keep the trail as a consideration for people who, say, have an older cart or something that only goes 12 or 15 miles an hour, like a traditional golf cart. You're going 12, 15 on TK Drive, and a car comes up behind you. It's intense. So
Right.
I would like to keep that main trail as an option for those residents.
You make a good point. I had a couple residents reach out to me asking if we could make a minimum speed limit, because for that very reason, because a lot of carts are going slow. Depth perception changes when it's dark, to your point, Mayor, and leaving the trail accessible for slower moving carts is probably in our best interest right now, especially at night. But I thought it was interesting that some folks were saying, hey, let's make them go faster so it can keep up with traffic on a 35-mile-an-hour road, which I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think there's probably a good point there, but which gives us opportunity for further discussion down the road, I think.
I've been behind a couple that are going 35 right alongside of traffic.
Man,
so
some of them
it's-
do cook along.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't want to go that fast on a golf cart.
Carmen, you want to say something?
Yes, thank you. I do appreciate, Chris, your comments about safety and the brake lights. For me, the consideration on the trails is about having the option to not have to be on the road. I know that there are young families that ride with those golf carts, and having a child in the back of that and forcing those drivers to be on the main road, I don't think it's. I think we might be creating more of a safety concern than reducing it by taking golf cart the option of the trails out. Minimum speed might be something that we consider going forward at some point. As far as visibility and brake lights, I think that if you are a responsible golf cart driver and you're going to be driving at night, you're going to do everything in your power to be seen. And that's not just with brake lights. I mean, I know that they sell all kinds of lights that you can choose to add onto your car to be able to be seen better at night. And I like the ordinance that's written because it does give those owners the ability to choose how they want to be seen and what they feel is appropriate, because there are different types of golf carts. Some come with equipment and some don't. I think if we start to try to dictate what needs to happen, it will create more than what we need to at this point. I think the ordinance is very clear, and I think most people have a lot of common sense of what they need to do in order to drive safely for themselves and for their families at night.
Okay, thank you, Carmen. With that, do we have any further discussion?
No, sir.
No? All right, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Okay.
One thing that I will say is I'm proud of this council and staff and our state legislatures for making TGK the first city in South Carolina to approve golf carts at night. So great job, TGK.
Great job, guys. And ladies,
I can be a guy.
We're not going there, Carmen. We like you just the way you are.
That's right.
See, there you go, misinterpreting.
All right. Next order of business is a consideration of the introduction and first reading of an ordinance to repeal, amend, and/or adopt various sections of Chapter 26, 34, and 46 of the city's codes as it relates to law enforcement matters. At the May 19th City Council meeting, Chief Crosby presented an overview of the proposed amendments, which are to ensure our ordinances align with current state and federal laws and allow for efficient and effective enforcement by our police department. This item is for council to consider the first reading of an ordinance which makes those amendments to the city's codes. Do I have a motion?
I'll go. Mr. Mayor, members of council, I'd like to make a motion to approve the introduction and first reading of an ordinance to repeal, amend, and/or adopt various sections of Chapter 26, 34, and 46 of the city's code as it relates to law enforcement matters.
Second.
All right. Have a motion and a second. We have further discussion on the matter.
I think Chief Crosby did a wonderful job at the last meeting that we had to discuss all the changes and the reasoning behind everything, so
Agreed.
I'm good.
I would agree.
I agree with that. I did appreciate all the information. I still have one request, and you guys can consider it, and that is to still include for the ordinances where everything on there is being removed. Like, for example, on Section 3448, trespassing, 3449, graffiti. There are state codes that address those specific sections, and I would like to have those sections remain with wording on there that says that we are enforcing the state code when it comes to those sections, only for clarity, so that they don't just completely disappear and it doesn't look like we don't have anything that would address graffiti, or it doesn't look like we don't have anything that would address trespassing. That is, we're saying that we're going to uphold the state code. I think that should be stated on here. There are other places in our ordinances where that is the case, where it specifically mentions the state code that is applied. And that's my only comment on this.
Okay, any further discussion? Okay. As far as that goes, as far as our ordinance and everything, writing those in, is that something that we would need to do, or is that just redundant?
I'll speak to it on two different ways, and then I'm going to defer to Chief Crosby to a certain extent to address those comments, if he wants to make his way up. But I will tell you that anytime that we have something written in our code, Municode will cite a state reference, but that wouldn't apply here because we're removing those things because they are redundant in that state code. So, but Chief, and I don't know that us writing, inserting into the ordinance, it's not going to transcribe over into Municode that, hey, we've removed graffiti or trespassing or whatever because state code such and such already covers this. When Municode takes basically everything after the now therefore be it ordained section of the ordinance, the rest of that is their guide map, and that's what goes in or comes out whenever they publish it online. So, but Chief, you may have a different way of approaching
As I
it.
shared with all of you when we spoke individually, it's a matter of preference of what you desire. As you know, the hierarchy of law is federal law, state law, and then city ordinance. So we will always defer to what the highest law of the land is when it regards to a certain matter. So if it doesn't specifically say or cite it in city ordinance, then we will refer to the state law and what that is, and we can cite that state law. But again, it would be your preference as a body if you decide to put that in or not.
So just to clarify, Charlie, so for example, the first one where it says, let's use trespassing. So if we take this out now, but we were to add under 34-48 trespassing, TK will enforce the state code, blah, blah, blah. That wouldn't go
No,
over.
if we did it that way, so if we left that section, so we'll stay on trespassing, section 34-48, trespassing in the code, but just had a simple statement under that,
Just refer to
then
state law.
Unicode's attorneys, as they take it, they would reference what the actual state code
Okay,
is.
I wasn't sure.
So, I mean, we could leave those sections in, and put something, a simple sentence under each one to where Unicode would grab it if that's what council wants to do.
Does that open problems, though, if the state code changes? Like, if they rewrote the state code and it got a new number, then we got to go back and change
Then we
our
have to go back and
ordinance
change
every
everything.
time.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
My opinion is this, and it's only an opinion, but where, to your comment, Chief, if there's not a code written into our city ordinances, but there is a state statute, we by nature are going to follow whatever that state statute is, whether we state it in our ordinance or not, right?
100% correct.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it does seem redundant to me, not only to state what the state statute is, but even to state that we're following the state statute,
Yes,
because
sir.
we do.
And as I've shared with some of you, my opinion is my preference would be no, but if you choose as a council to do that, then as I told Ms. Miller and the rest of you, I certainly respect that and I'll abide by that.
Sure.
But it's already laid out for us in state law what each statute is.
And I'm completely fine with the way it's written right now. I don't want to create more redundancy in there.
I agree.
So,
Yep, yeah, I'm okay. Simple is better for me.
Okay. Do we have any further discussion, John?
no.
Carmen, any further discussion?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. All right, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Okay. We will cover council comments, and so that we can not burn up all of Tom's battery, we will go ahead and start with you, Ms. Mayor Pro Tem.
Oh, now see, now you changed it around.
Curveball.
Okay, so, let's see, golf carts. I'm excited to be the first city to vote for golf carts at night, and I know that people will take every effort to keep our streets safe and to follow the rules, and our PD will make every effort to make sure that we do. The video that Charlie mentioned about for kids and parents to watch together on bike safety and scooter safety, I do hope that that gets a lot of attention because it is important. And it's a great way to have that conversation with your kids. So thank you for putting that together. Sorry that I missed the concert this last weekend. I'm spending time with family, but always hate to miss anything TKK, and especially our concerts. They're amazing, and thank you for our staff to putting that together. I do want to talk a little bit about the Economic Development Committee and sort of explain a little bit more of what that is. So it is local businesses that are supporting each other and supporting their growth, and the TKK Business Connection quarterly meetings that they have. If you are a TKK business, whether you are a storefront or not, whether you're a home business or a small business or a large business, please come and join and network with other TKK businesses. The goal is to keep you successful, and networking works with that. Congratulations to TKK Coffee on your expansion into the Toppers area. It's exciting to see a business grow, and I personally can't wait to see what you're going to do there. Chat with Council is coming up on the 26th. There seems to be a lot of questions and concerns that have been voiced through social media, and I hope that you are able to join Tom and I on the 26th at 6:30 at the TKK police station. I know that I certainly would love to be able to answer any questions that you have. And that is it for me.
Thank you, Ms. Mayor Pro Tem. If you would, please, Councilman Carter.
I sure will. Thank you. Thank you so much. I want to start off with saying congratulations to the Fort Mill High School girls track and field team for being named 2024-2025 5A Division II state champions. Seeing them here this evening, just it's great to see that kind of stuff. And this is the third month in a row where either a member of staff or a member of council has had their child up here being recognized, which it's been pretty awesome with lacrosse, with basketball, and now with the track and field team. That was cool. And Tom's daughter is not even in high school yet and is already on the team. That's really, really impressive.
Shattering records.
Yeah, shattering records. Oh, wow. So Reagan, good job. Crazy. And everyone else on that team, completely. Thank you to the residents and tenants this evening. Always appreciate that. And anybody that is watching online, appreciate you guys watching. The staff that you guys are all here, thank you so much. What you guys do for the city day in and day out with leading your teams and making our city beautiful and running smoothly every single day is great. So thank you so much. It is wonderful to see. I saw a lot of people out there this morning making the center median nice and beautiful for the parade that's coming up. And I love seeing that kind of good stuff. Public comments, Ron Kirby and Tracy, thank you so much for your comments. We do take those comments into consideration, and thank you for the petition that you presented to us this evening, Ron. Appreciate you presenting that to us. 4th of July is an awesome time of year for TKK. It is also TKK's birthday, so we do it big. We do a lot of things here in TKK. There's a lot of events that are planned. Please sign up for the land parade, and please, if you have a boat and you want to go off and decorate and do that, sign up for the boat parade, the flotilla that's going on. That ends over at Windjammer Park, and then there's going to be a water ski show. There's going to be a lot of really cool stuff, so make sure that you're watching the calendar and watching the events and the logistics part of that, because this year it's a little bit different going to the Windjammer Park to see the water ski show, so make sure that you check out the logistics in regards to that. And I want to say thank you to Caroline Hasty for planning all these events. She does a wonderful job, so fantastic. Last, I'd like to do some recognition for someone who does something positive in the community. This person has been a resident of TKK for 30 years. This person served on many committees and is still volunteering on the RFATS York County Committee. After this person retired, this person started the Fort Mill High School lacrosse program and has had over 450 young men go through this program. And this person's taught respect, leadership, values of life, and most importantly, how to be a good person. And that person is TKK's very own Coach Van. So I want to say thank you so much for everything that he's done and everything that he continues to do. Thank you, Coach Van.
Thank you, Councilman. We'll just keep coming this way.
All righty.
Councilman Hudson.
Mixing it up again. All right, thank you, Mayor. Thank you to everyone that came out tonight and who's watching. Appreciate it. And obviously staff, everyone here. Some great recognitions tonight from staff, the officers with the DUI awards, Ben with the environmental. Fire department again, 5 years in a row. Great job, Chief. And then Peyton, the Junior Fire Award, fastest outfit. That's awesome. I tried to put that turnout gear on. It ain't easy. Camp Cadet PD, always great job with that. Looking at those pictures, it's outstanding. I will excited to be the first in the state. We had all planned on driving our golf carts here tonight so we could drive home if we voted it in, but the rain tampered that down for us, unfortunately. But I'm going to go home and drive around my cul-de-sac real quick. I reiterate what Brian said. 4th of July, get your golf carts and boats in and bring your A game, because I am defending champion, and I'm going to step it up this year. So get ready, people. The tank is out. Got something better coming. Finally, I got to give a shout out to the track and field team and my daughter Reagan. Congratulations, state champs. And for those that aren't aware, Coach Whitaker, the girls' track and field coach, and boys coach as well, also cross country, boys and girls. He won the boys cross country, the girls cross country, and the girls track and field in the same year, and was coach of the year for the high school, building the dynasty here. And 70 points was second place. They had 100 points, and of all the points that they scored, one person graduating. So I have a feeling they might be back next year. I got my fingers crossed. So with that, congratulations, and look forward to seeing everyone, next Monday. 3 in a row. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Heislip. Councilman Shirley, if you would, please, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to just say thank you to all the folks that showed up to support the Shore Club and John Weinbrenner, and thank you to Ron and Tracy who took time to speak at the microphone today. I know it's not easy to speak in front of a crowd, in front of a group. It's not for everybody, and I know that takes a lot of courage and preparation, and I thank those two members for doing that and those others for supporting them and what they said. Thank you to the 480-some people that signed a petition saying they want the Shore Club to stay. Please be clear to those that are here and are watching either tonight or in the future. This is not a task to get rid of the Shore Club and John Weinbrenner. This is an expiration of a contract that by state law requires us to submit for requests for proposals from those that might be interested in running that business. John, of course, has also raised his hand and said that he wants to be part of the bidding process, which we're really grateful that he is. He did a great job of taking that business from pretty much nothing to something that the city can be proud of, that the city can enjoy. It's a great meeting space, a great place for people to kick their shoes off or kick back a little bit after a round of golf or pickleball or tennis. For folks to meet family and friends there. It's been a great place for my family and our friends to meet since we've lived here, and I've really enjoyed it. And I've enjoyed the friendship that I've developed with John and the folks that work there. It's a great business that supports our residents and local businesses. Personal experience, I've had birthday events that John has hosted for us. We've had city events that John has hosted for us. And back when no one was wanting to host an event at all, when my oldest son was graduating high school and the high school and no one really would do a prom for them, the city did a great job of recognizing them with a parade. But for a prom, John put on a really cool private prom for several of the kids in my son's graduating class. And it was a terrific event. He did a remarkable job. It was very reasonably priced and made the kids have a good exit to their senior year on a good note. Did the same thing the following year for my younger son and a larger group of his friends as well before the high school was comfortable hosting proms again. So I'm really grateful for that, and I appreciate John, and I'm glad that he is going to be taking the time to try and get the bid for the business again. I want to give a special thank you and shout out to the coach and staff and the girls from the track and field group at the school. Man, those kids have a long career through high school of winning, and it's going to be exciting to sit here and see that year after year. I'm very, very proud of them, and Tom, I know you and Susan are proud as well. Like Brian, I want to recognize a special person tonight that tirelessly supports this group, supports this council and our city, runs a business in our community and has run a business for a lot of years, except for the years that took her business out during COVID. She's a big supporter of mine, my biggest fan, and the love of my life. Happy birthday, Michelle.
Happy birthday, Michelle.
I'd be at dinner with her, but I'm here.
Well, we're going to try to get you out of here quick, so you can go have dinner with your bride.
I'll have dessert at least.
There you go. There you go. We good?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that would come to me then. Congrats to another Fort Mill High School state champion. And the girls just did a great job this year. I know that it's awesome when you can recognize your child. Speaking from experience. But, you know, congratulations to you. I know everybody worked hard. Track was not my thing. I am too heavy to move fast. So baseball was a better fit for me. But I can appreciate folks that are able to move fast, and I wish I was one of those, but I am not. Fire Safe Community, Chief Hasty, all your guys on the fire department, once again, great job. Appreciate all you do for us, keeping us safe. The DUI awards for our officers, Lieutenant Bowling and Mayo, just great job, outstanding once again. It takes a great coach and a great leader to be able to point young men in a direction to receive awards like that. So hats off to you, Chief, for being that leader. Camp Cadet, just, what do you say? It's an awesome event that we have every year for our kids. I appreciate every minute, every little bit of sweat and tears and everything that go into it. It's something that our PD doesn't have to do. But they do it because they genuinely love our community and our officers love our kids. Cocoa with the popo, don't have to do that either, but they show up and they do it because they love our kids and they love our city. And I share that with them. The do's and don'ts video, parents, make sure you check that out. It lays it out for you as far as everything that you do and you don't do on these electric bikes and scooters, and it was well put together. Like to say congratulations to all of our TCPD promotions. I know everybody's worked hard in doing everything that it's taken. It's taken education, it's taken time, it's taken devotion of our officers, and I just want to tell you that from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate every ounce of energy that you devoted to that, and I appreciate you. US of K, it's going to be a huge event, the biggest, might I say, a classic in the making. We've got the Land the Boat Parade. Please sign up for that. We need folks to sign up for that so we know that who's coming. The fish fry is always a great time. I always leave eating more than I should have. I would highly encourage anyone that likes fried fish to participate. It is excellent. Fireworks are going to be on fire this year again. Our theme this year is Where Eagles Soar. So, just come soar with us. July 4th, Friday, we're going to have a lot of events on Friday. Check the website out Saturday as well. And then we got the ski show. Just visit the website. Everybody get their bearings and plan accordingly. There is something to do every minute of the day on the weekend, and we will celebrate our lovely city's birthday as well with the cutting of the cake. Water safety. We have reached that point in the year. Everyone loves to go swimming in either the lake, the pool, or the oceans. Please make sure that your young ones have the correct attire on as far as safety gear, and make sure that you as parents are keeping an eye on your child. Do not take your eye off your children when they are in the water. We just don't need to lose any more folks to water. It's very hard when that happens. So please, life jackets. Watch your children. Make sure that you know where they are at all times if they're in the water. And then for our graduates, congratulations. I too have a graduate that graduated high school this year, so that is going to be weird. But congratulations to all of our graduates. You have won the race. You have fought the good fight, and you have this. To the spoils go the victor. I wish you well on every one of your endeavors as you would proceed through life. And if you ever need any help, please call me. Be more than happy to help out in whatever we can do. In that, just stay safe this summer, folks. Enjoy it. We have a beautiful city that everyone loves to enjoy. And now we can enjoy our city at night riding our golf carts. And I would please say, please, be safe. Be careful. Be careful. Make sure your children are buckled up if they're under 13. Have your decals out. Get all your paperwork together. Don't fly low and try to beat the radar. Let's be safe. Let's be lawful in doing what we're doing. And, kudos to you guys for staying the course while I was gone last week. Thank you very much. And I appreciate the extra effort with the extra meeting that we had in order to make us the first city in the state to attain the law. And I will be happy to sign that. And that is all that I have. Thank you, everyone, for attending, and thanks, everyone that came in and spoke tonight.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, I'd like to make a motion to enter into executive session for discussion of contractual personnel matters as it relates to the judge.
Have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
We are in executive session.